everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen. In today's video, I'm sharing some thoughts on cutting people out of your life. I've made videos on like toxic, like social relationships and stuff, but I wanted to share some thoughts on like actually cutting people out of your life, like permanently, for good. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. So, over time, I have done this to several people and it was justified, I promise. For example, I am estranged from my mother, have been for a few years, and like old friends as well that I have like intentionally not kept in touch with, okay? So this has been kind of a process, and I think often it's misunderstood. I think if you are known as someone who, and I'm not necessarily a person who generally cuts people out like on a whim, no way, okay? Like I am generally like very invested in my friends and in my social relationships, okay? I'm not a very patient person in general, but it still takes me a while to actually cut someone off. Like they have to really fuck up. So I feel like I went on a rant there. Let's get into the video. The first thing that I want to talk to you about is having a dialogue, and this only applies if you aren't in immediate danger, okay? If this person is dangerous, then get the fuck out. But if you aren't in danger, then it's really beneficial to have a dialogue first. And every time that I have like intentionally let someone like out of my life, I have had like a lengthy ongoing dialogue first to see if we could like mend our differences, okay? So I almost never, okay, there's been a couple of cases where I've like vanished from someone's life with no explanation, but that's because it was a dangerous situation. But if you aren't in danger, have a dialogue first. It absolutely is, you know, it is worth it. And sometimes, you know, it could be a simple misunderstanding, okay? So sometimes somebody doesn't realize that they're like hurting you and they will be really apologetic. So have a dialogue first if you aren't in danger. But if you are in danger, it's completely okay to just kind of disappear. Okay, having said that, if communication doesn't make changes, distance yourself and minimize contact. This is kind of a halfway house, okay? So it's not like full, like no contact, but it's like minimizing contact. So if you communicated with someone and they said, oh yeah, I'll change, and then they don't, or they just don't care about changing, it's completely okay to just kind of like dial down your contact with them, because if they're not willing to make those changes that are necessary in your dynamic, then it's okay to just dial that down a little bit. Okay, the next stage is if the distance doesn't work. Like if your relationship with them is still really toxic and it's really affecting you, then it's just okay to end the relationship and move on. Whatever type of social relationship it is, if it's like romantic, platonic, a family relationship, or like some other relationship in your life, it's okay to actually distance yourself and just move on. And if communication hasn't worked, if like low contact hasn't worked, then it's okay to go no contact with someone. I also want to emphasize that this applies to like family and friends, not just dating. Obviously it is like a hot topic in dating because, you know, sometimes when things end badly with an ex, you just want to like move on or whatever. But this applies to all the social relationships in your life. I think sometimes we tend to like overlook certain things in certain people that we wouldn't tolerate in other people, okay? So this applies across the board. I don't want you to apply it to just dating or just one aspect of your life. I want you to apply it to all your relationships because you deserve to have healthy relationships across the board. Your mental health comes first, okay? Your mental health absolutely comes first. I don't want you to stay in a toxic situation and suffer just because you think that you have a sense of obligation, okay? Or you think that you should, or other people are telling you, oh, you know, just like work it out, okay? If you've tried and your mental health is like really suffering, it's okay. Okay, if you need someone to give you permission, I will give you permission. It's absolutely okay to cut someone off, cut someone out of your life if you've like followed all these steps and it's just not working, okay? And I do not care if I get like heat in the comments for saying that. I do not care, okay? Your mental health comes first. I will always say that your mental health comes first because I've been there, okay? I have been there, and your mental health is so important, and it's just vital that you take care of yourself, okay? Right, I know that was a bit of a heavy topic, but the next point is more upbeat. Your life will improve so much, I promise, okay? You have no idea. Like, I actually had no idea how miserable I was until I stopped being so miserable, if that makes sense. So like when I have cut certain people out of my life, my mood just immediately lifted and it was amazing. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much these people were bringing me down. Okay, so sometimes you don't realize how bad it was until you've got out of it. Okay, and your life will improve so much and almost right away. Like sometimes it takes a little while for the fog to lift, but sometimes it's just like boom, okay? Like boom, you are feeling better immediately. And that's happened to me several times. And every time it's kind of like a shock. Like sometimes I feel like I forget and then I'm like, whoa, this is the thing. So your life will improve so much, I promise. It really does. I think sometimes we view like cutting people out of our lives as something really negative, like a failure, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it can absolutely save you. All right, the next thing is that you need to find people who love you to replace the people who suck. And well, not to brag, but I've been pretty successful at this. Like, I feel that I have a lovely circle of close friends who absolutely support me and lift me up and just really love me the way that I, like, love them and the way that we all deserve to be loved, okay? So find people who really love you, whether this is a platonically, romantically, from whatever, like, sort of family-ish perspective, from in any kind of social dynamic. Find people who you're their biggest cheerleader, they're your biggest cheerleader, okay? They will always support you and just have your back. They'll always be on your side, okay? Find people who really, really care about your well-being. And you will find these people, I promise. Sometimes it can feel really lonely to kind of cut someone out of your life and you're like, oh, you know, I'm never going to be able to replace them or I'll never find someone better. Trust me, you will. I have thought that so many times, and every time I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can end this relationship or end this dynamic or, you know, end this friendship. What if I never find someone better? It always happens, every single time, and usually quite quickly, usually surprisingly quickly. Like, usually I find amazing people surprisingly quickly after I've let someone toxic go from my life. And I'm pretty sure that's because I've freed up that mental energy, that mental space to like just look for that. And also I feel so much more positive, so that energy really shows and it's kind of very like attractive to other people from a platonic and a romantic sense. Okay, you will find these people, I promise. They will be there, okay, and they are going to be amazing for you. All right, these are my thoughts in general on cutting people out of your life. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that's helped you to kind of reframe the concept and see it as more of a positive and uplifting thing rather than a super negative and scary topic, because it's not negative, it's not scary, it can change your life, and it's a very courageous act, okay? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value from it. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.